Ladies and gentlemen, you can say that you heard it right here at Ironwood Camp, the story of the Pink Gorilla. Once there was a mad scientist. And this mad scientist had created something that he had never intended to create. You see, one of his inventions went awry, and all of a sudden he had on his hand a pink gorilla. One day, a little boy in the neighborhood heard about this pink gorilla, and he wanted to see it. And so he walked up to the door and he knocked on the door. Mad scientist came to the door, and the door opened. And the boy said, "Sir, I understand that you have a pink gorilla. Can I see it?" "Who told you I've got a pink gorilla? No one! No one! No one is to ever see the pink gorilla. Nor is anyone ever to touch it." And he slammed the door. The little boy left. But how many of you, once you've been told not to do something, wanted to do it anyway? Would you hold your hand in the air? The little boy, when he left, he says, "I've got to see that pink gorilla. I've got to see him." And so he hid behind a bush, and he waited for the opportunity that when the man would leave the house, he would run in, and he would see this creation. Soon the scientist came out of his house, and he closed the door. He walked off the porch and left. And the little boy thought, "This is my chance." And so he ran up to the front steps, and he ran to the door, and he turned the knob, and it was open. And he pushed the door open. And he walked in. As he walked around the door, he said, "Look at that door. That door was that big." You don't see doors that big every day, you know. And he closed the door. He walked around in the room, and over in the corner there was a piece of carpet that was turned aside. Look at the size of that carpet. That carpet was that big. You don't see carpet that big every day, you know. Where the carpet was laid aside was a trap door. He pulled on the handle and the door opened. Look at the size of that door. That door was that big. You don't see doors that big every day, you know. Down through the door, there was a passageway with steps leading down. He started going down these steps into the basement. It was getting darker, but he noticed the rung on the steps. And he said, "Look at those rungs! Those rungs are that big! You don't see rungs that big every day, you know." He got to the bottom, and he noticed that it was a hallway. So he started walking down the hallway, and the further he got away from the trap door, the darker it got. Until finally he came to a dead end. He felt around the wall and couldn't understand why this hallway existed if there was nothing here. And as he felt around, suddenly a block moved. The whole wall started moving. And there was another hallway. He walked around that wall, and look at the size of that wall. That wall was that big. You don't see walls that big every day, you know. The wall closed. It was now very, very dark. As he made his way down this long corridor, he came to a steel door. On the wall beside the door, there was a key hanging, and he took the key in hand, put it in the lock, and turned it, and opened the door. He walked around the door, and he noted, look at that steel door. That door was that big. You don't see doors that big every day. you know. He pushed the door closed once again. He walked further down the hallway as it continued, and he came to a steel bar door. Look at those bars! Those bars were that thick! You don't see bars that thick every day, you know. He opened the door, walked through, and closed the door behind him. Now he's in a very dimly lit room. In this room, there's one light bulb hanging in the center of the room. Looks around, and in the corner, there's something that looks like a box. It has a big blanket lying over it. He goes over to the blanket and... Look at that blanket! That blanket was that big! You don't see blankets that big every day, you know. And he pulled on the blanket and pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled until finally, whoo, it fell. And dust flew in the air. Look at the size of that dust! That dust was that thick! You don't see dust that thick every day, you know. But now that the blanket was down, he could see that there was a cage, and in the cage, the pink gorilla. Ah! The whole cage rattled. He jumped up and down. Ah! And the little boy went and stood just as far as he could on the other side of the room. His little heart was pounding within him. He remembered something that the mad scientist said. The mad scientist said no one should ever see the pink gorilla. And while his heart was pounding away, he realized, I see the pink gorilla. The little boy said, look at those arms! Those arms were that thick! You don't see arms that thick every day, you know. And he shook the cage. The boy said, look at those legs. Those legs were that thick! You don't see legs that thick every day, you know. And the little boy remembered something else. No one is to ever see the pink gorilla, and no one is to ever touch the pink gorilla. The little boy eased closer and closer to the cage. The gorilla was breathing very heavily, so heavily that he could feel the breath of this gorilla hitting him in the face. Oh, it smelled terrible. But he walked closer and closer and closer, and the little boy reached his hand out until finally the little boy's hand was inside the cage. Look at the bars on that cage! Those bars were that thick! You don't see bars that thick every day, you know. And the little boy reached in further and further until he reached his hand as far as he could in the cage, and he touched the pink gorilla. He removed his hand, and all of a sudden, the pink gorilla started breathing heavier. His heart was pounding, and all of a sudden, the pink gorilla grabbed one bar with this hand, and another bar with this hand, and started shaking the bar. Until all of a sudden, the pink gorilla bent the right bar. Then he bent the left bar. Then he stepped out. He bent those bars as if they were straws. Those bars were that thick! You don't see bars that thick every day, you know. And the pink gorilla, and the little boy ran quickly to the bar door. He opened the door, he ran through the door, and he ran. But the pink gorilla came to the bar door and took the whole door off the hinges and threw it aside. That door was that thick! You don't see doors that thick every day, you know. The boy's heart was pounding, and he ran to the steel door. He opened the steel door, he ran to the steel door, he closed the steel door, he threw the key as far as he could. But then, first one foot, then another foot, then an arm, then another arm, then the head, then the whole body. The pink gorilla just stepped right through the door. That steel door was that thick. You don't see steel doors that thick every day, you know. And the little boy ran as fast as he could to the concrete wall. The wall opened, then the wall closed. The boy sighed a sigh of relief when all of a sudden the whole wall disintegrated. There's the pink gorilla. That wall was that thick. You don't see walls that thick every day, you know. And the boy ran as fast as he could to the trap door. He went up the stairs. The pink gorilla was right behind him. He could feel the breath on his
neck. A tape of this week's radio messages, you may call us at 1-800-759-2425. That's 1-800-759-2425. Or you may write to us at Back to the Bible, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68501. In Canada, please write Back to the Bible, Box 10, Winnipeg, Manitoba, R3C2.
Those doors were that thick. You don't see doors that thick every day, you know. The little boy started running down the road. He ran and he ran and he ran and he ran. The big gorilla's right behind him. The little boy knew he couldn't get away by running. So he got in the car. He's only 11 years old. He cranks it up. He takes off down the street. 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. He looks in the rearview mirror, and the pink gorilla's right behind him. He's big. He's strong. He's heavy. He's fast. So the boy steps on the gas. He's doing 80. He's doing 90. He's doing 100. He's doing 110. He's doing 120. The pink gorilla picked up the back of the car. The little boy looked in the rearview mirror, and right in the back window was the pink gorilla's face. The pink gorilla picked up the car. He shook the car until the boy fell out. Bloop. He's strong. The little boy gets up and starts running. He runs and he runs. The pink gorilla right behind him. He can feel his breath. He runs to a tree. He climbs up in the tree, and the little boy thinks, oh, the pink gorilla, he can't come up here. But he does. The pink gorilla starts coming up the tree right behind the boy. The little boy gets out on the limb. The pink gorilla starts coming out on the same limb. The limb is bending now, out to break. The little boy gets further and further and further out on the edge. The pink gorilla keeps coming. The pink gorilla gets closer and closer. The limb is bending almost to the ground. And the little boy is at the end of the rope. Nowhere to go. The pink gorilla eases out just a little bit further. The limb bends a little bit further. You can feel his breath. And all of a sudden, the pink gorilla reaches out and touches the boy and says, "Hey!"